From Hollywood, almost live, it's The Gong Show.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's your host and the star of the show, the ever so tantalizing Mr. Chuck Berry. All right.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. Corey Johnson back at you on a Fantasy Friday edition of the program, sporting the WWOZ colors, representing. They're doing their Jazz and Heritage Festival stuff. That's always great. Jazz Fest going on as we speak. Weekend number 2. What is this? Jazz Fest day number 6 of 8. 2 more to go. 6 of 8. Rolling Stones knocking it out the park yesterday. Irma Thomas showing up. Crowd of 40,000 plus hundreds, if not a few thousand, on the outside perimeter of the festival grounds getting in a listen because the Stones were the only band playing. No interference from, other stages or anything like that if you weren't on the grounds. I had a friend, she's like, I'm bringing my husband and kids. We have a 5:30 Lola reservation on Esplanade. So we're going to have dinner outside with the kids and listen to the Rolling Stones. It was brilliant. 5:30 reservation. The Stones got on the stage at 5:15. They finished around 7:15. So their whole dinner was Rolling Stones. Just great. I can't wait to see her early next week and be like, how was that? That was smart. Miss Peaches wanted a good spot. I was like, Miss Peaches, you want to know the spot? Especially the way the Acura stage is angled. I put her at the Jockey Club on Derby Place. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Kind of in between the fairgrounds and Park Esplanade, that apartment building on Bayou St. John. If you were on the fairground side of Park Esplanade, that would be a pretty good, I think you would have caught the Stones pretty good. That Shell station on Esplanade and Bayou St. John, that might have been a pretty good spot. But the Jockey Club on Derby Place is in between the Park Esplanade apartments and the fairgrounds, and pretty much right in line with the Acura stage, like right in line with it. So that would have been a good spot. On, you could park your car, or walked in there, rode your bike in there, and just been on the sidewalk right in front of the Jockey Club on public property and checked out Mick and the boys for free. A lot of people did. There were people that had ladders, Mardi Gras ladders up against the fence at Jazz Fest. So, folks getting a sneak peek, getting in a little listen, all different kind of ways. Anyway, that was pretty cool, pretty historic. Mick Jagger's 80. Irma Thomas, 83. That's stuff that will go down in history forever. Whenever they talk about Irma Thomas in the future, whenever they talk about Mick Jagger in the future, whenever they're doing some kind of biography of their lives, going through what they where they started, what they became, where they ended up, this will be part of it. It was historic. It was great. Pure New Orleans too, huh? Hey, it is already May, if you can believe that. That means another Humane May fundraiser. We've been doing it over a decade, trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. We're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Go check out their website, humanela.org. Go to their Facebook page, Humane Society of Louisiana on Facebook. They show you what they're doing with photos. They have a little write-up underneath describing what's going on. You go to their Facebook page, Humane Society of Louisiana on Facebook. You'll go to their website and you will donate because they're doing great work for us. They're doing the heavy lifting. I almost feel guilty. I just pull out a credit card or debit card and they pop it $50 or $100, and then I'm like out. I'm done. I can feel good about myself. Yeah, it's that easy. And we all should feel a little guilty because they're the ones that are tracking down the animals that are injured, that are scared, catching them, bringing them to the vet, taking care of them, healing them, getting them reacclimated with people, fostering them out, then eventually getting them back into someone's home, full-time life companion. That could take months. And then emaciated horses, or you have to get the sheriff involved. How do we go seize these horses? How do we save their lives? I mean, sometimes it's getting lawyers involved. Anyway, we're trying to raise $10,000 so New Orleans and Louisiana can do a better job of treating animals in our state, where we're more decent about it, more humane about it. We don't want to be known as like the cockfighting capital or the dog fighting capital, which we're way up the list on that, sadly. Still going on in Louisiana, sadly. Cockfighting and dog fighting. It's not part of Cajun heritage or any of that. It's insulting to Cajuns to suggest that. Insulting to Cajun culture and heritage to put that on Cajun people. Insulting. Pathetic. It isn't Cajun. Nothing to Cajun about it. Cockfighting, dog fighting, all over the South, all over the country. No, it's just a bunch of idiots. That's all it is. A bunch of sick people. If that's how they treat animals, they can't. No, my uncle's a good guy. Just likes watching dogs maul each other. It's crazy. Nothing good comes out of that. People that are abusive to animals end up being abusive to human beings. There's a direct correlation on that. That's not like Corey's opinion. That's like psychology, basic fundamental stuff. See Jeffrey Dahmer, what he was doing to animals, squirrels and animals, cats he caught and stuff years before he did the exact same thing to humans, basically. Anyway, I digress all the way to Jeffrey Dahmer. That's how urgent it is in Louisiana. 64 parishes. Half of them more than half, don't have any kind of shelter for animals. Humane May fundraiser, just asking for like $5 or $10. Please donate right now. And like I said the other day, I know the fundraiser goes on all month. Hey, I'll donate later in the month. No, you won't. That's you throwing the trash in the back of your pickup truck, getting home, and wondering why the trash isn't in the back of your pickup truck. You littered when you threw it in the back of your pickup truck. You're an adult man, and you're in denial about that. Oh, I'll throw it in the back of my pickup truck. I'm not littering. Wow, I never empty out the back of my pickup truck because all the litter floats out. Yeah, you're littering. So that's the same mentality of, I'll do it later in the month. No, you're not going to do it later in the month. You're an adult man, maybe, and in denial about that. Not doing it later in the month. Do it right now. Boy, Corey's pretty pushy. Yeah, he's got the fundraiser, kind of pushy of him, nervy of him to be so aggressive. No, it's because it's anyone who is in the, has the opinion that New Orleans and Louisiana, we're good with animals. We're like average, like the rest of America. We do a good job with shelters and spaying and neutering and all that. You're wrong. It's the opposite. We're terrible at it. Places much larger with much more problems, big cities all over America have spay and neuter laws, and they're like followed. There aren't belligerent people like, I love my dog. I want to be able to procreate him, or I'm going to breed him. You just go to a breeder. Go be a breeder, Just crazy. Do what you do. Don't do what you don't do. That's the worst. Going to breed dogs. There are dogs everywhere available. You don't need to breed your dog. No, we don't follow the rules. Don't tell me what to do with my property. That kind of attitude instead of spaying and neutering, and people have pets. It's not an alarm system. Leave them in the backyard. Heartworm medicine if you have a dog every month down here. It's like no exceptions. It's not an opinion. Heartworm medicine every month down here if you own a dog. Got to go to the vet at least once a year, ideally twice a year. All vaccinations up to date, none of them laxing. It is simple stuff like that. There's a responsibility with pet ownership. We're terrible at it, and we're terrible as a public handling strays and animals out on the street and all that. Jeff Dorson and the Humane Society pick up the slack. I try to help them. You and I together help them. Please donate, humanela.org. They do great work saving dogs and cats and kittens and puppies and goats and horses, saving their lives. humanela.org. Got a good one on this Fantasy Friday for you. I think no Fletcher Mackel. People are sending in via email, Corey at Corey Talks. That's a good thing. I think Fletcher Mackel doing the Jazz Fest thing. We're going to let him party it up out in Gentilly this afternoon. But I do have some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Mother's Day, a week from Sunday.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Yeah, you right. James W. out there emailing us. Corey at Corey Talks. Hey, Corey, it's James. Don't forget to ask Mr. Hecht about Charity Hospital fiasco. Thanks. He's right. Last week he emailed me about that when I had Miguel Hecht on, and I checked emails, but his came in maybe a minute later, and then I didn't check until Michael Hecht was gone. But I promised him I would ask that question. Michael Hecht joining us in an hour. 5 o'clock power hour. Michael Hecht will be joining us. And I will ask him about Charity Hospital. And it is a fiasco. It's $500 million redo. It's a 1 million square foot building, basically. I think Canal Place, whatever it is now, Place St. Charles. I shouldn't say Canal Place, excuse me. It's not Canal Place by Saks Fifth Avenue. Place St. Charles, whatever it is now. I don't know what the name of the building is. That's about 1 million square feet. One Shell Square, Hancock Whitney, about 1 million square feet. And Charity Hospital's about 1 million square feet. Obviously, different era buildings, all of that, different architecture, on and on and on. I mean, One Shell Square is circa 1972. Place St. Charles is circa 1985. Charity Hospital is like circa 1932. But it's a $500 million redo, like $500 million. And it's like on its second or third group of people trying to do it. And now they're trying to bring in the Dominion guys, the Schwartz guys, the guys that did the South Market District downtown, that new neighborhood that had the you-know-what to build like apartments on Tulane Avenue, by Balmer Foods, by behind the auto paint place on Jeff Davis by Tulane, just crazy places that no local would ever invest in. It takes a couple of East Coast college graduates from Tulane, whose both their parents are developers in New York and New Jersey, to see something in New Orleans to invest. And all their projects have worked very, very well. Even the ones where you're like, what? Apartments by Balmer Foods over there behind that old Nike store off of, where Tulane goes through Carrollton and turns into like Airline Highway. Those apartments are going to work right there. Like you're trying to get on the I-10 through that little chute, and those apartments are right there. That's going to work. Yep. That worked really well. They're like sold out. How about the apartments by Orleans Parish Prison right there? Like, Broad and what is that? Poydras, the end of Poydras by Broad, that by the Falstaff Brewery. That's going to work. Yep. Those work. They're pretty much all sold out. How about those apartments on Tulane, right past Jeff Davis, just in the middle of the block? In between Galvez and Tulane on Jeff Davis, where the old Porsche Audi dealership was. Those work. It's just crazy. Like neighborhoods, areas no one would think to invest in. Why would you build there? Isn't there a more advantageous lot or property? All of it works. South Market District. It's a bunch of parking lots. I lived in the middle of it. I loved it. I lived on Rampart. It basically a service alley now of like half dozen buildings that take up the whole block. My house sat basically alone on an entire block. The only thing on the block was the Duggins law firm way on the end. I was in the middle of the block, surrounded by parking lots. In front of me was an entire city block, all parking. Behind me, half of that block was parking. To the side of me, parking. It was crazy. I was just like in an island. Little house on the prairie. No, that's the South Market District. These guys don't mess around. They've been brought in to try to prop up the charity deal. And right away, they're like, we need more of the take. Like, the deal probably doesn't work. That's a lot of the time how things are in New Orleans and Jefferson Parish. Jefferson Parish Performing Arts Center. What is it? Change order? Hey, Corporal, I'm going to wash your car, dude. You wanted it washed. I'm going to wash it for $20. Can we agree? Shake hands, done. Hey, Corporal, I pulled the mats out. The carpets are worse than I thought. It's going to be 25. Change order. Hey, Corporal, I pulled the spare tire out. That trunk is filthy. It's 35 now. Change order. Corporal, it's $50 now, dude. I got to gunk the whole motor. It's filthy under the hood. Didn't know that. Corporal, I pulled the seat back. It's all kind of gum and candy stuck back there. It's $70 now. It was $20 originally. That's the Jefferson Parish Performing Arts Center. Zephyr Stadium. There were like so many change orders. I want to be that guy. I want to be the change order dude where you're politician, the parish guy's like, yes, thumbs up to that. Change order. It's like twice the price at the end. Twice the price is nice for the seller, for the one making the profits. Michael Hecht's going to join us from Greater New Orleans, Inc. in an hour. Boy, a lot going on this Friday. Humane May fundraiser, humanela.org. That's how you donate. It looks like the rain's done. Looks like the rain is fully done. What was that, 11-1 maybe? We got rain for maybe a couple of hours. That was kind of a bummer. It was sort of pseudo-steady. It wasn't a downpour, but it was raining. It wasn't drizzling. It was raining. Probably for a good hour and a half. And at Jazz Fest in Gentilly, while acts were playing, while people were arriving and showing up at 11 a.m. But then by I don't know, 12:45, 1:15, high and dry at Jazz Fest. And it looks like high and dry the rest of Jazz Fest. And it's 74 and cloudy out there. So that's nice for the rest of the afternoon. 3 more hours at Jazz Fest today, and it's 74 and cloudy. That's perfect. You don't want the sun coming out. It'll turn into a sauna. Tomorrow, Sunday, pretty similar days, at least by the meteorologist's prediction. 72 to 85, no rain. Yeah, you're right. Mick Jagger to Governor Landry. We want to include him too, even if he wants to take us back to the Stone Age. Landry replies, "You can't always get what you want." Mick would know about the Stone Age. It's like, comparing 80-year-old Mick Jagger to Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, which one of them lives in the past, longs for the past? Are you kidding? Mick Jagger's full steam ahead. Go, 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 go. Going to a go-go. And Jeff Landry's the beast of burden. And then hashtag love my country music. Just such a dopey. It's just so, Louisiana probably eats it up. I do love my country music. I'm conservative. I love the governor. That kind of thing. That's appeasing that base when he's having a back and forth with Mick Jagger, and he's at the Rolling Stones concert as governor. So he's at the Stones concert, but ends it with love my country music. It's rock and roll. Just weak. We're dealing with children in Louisiana, and a lot of you love it. You get off on the children. It's crazy. In New Orleans, boy, I saw some tweet the other day. Mark Morial showed something of like his inauguration. I was just so tempted. 8 years of maybe the most corrupt administration in mayoral history in New Orleans. Am I wrong? Google or Yahoo, go back to NOLA.com and look up Morial administration. It's like not who got indicted, Who didn't get indicted? His uncle, his mother's brother, Haydel, got indicted. Johnson Controls. I mean, who did not get indicted or go to jail? Seriously. Outside of like Jacques and Mark. And Mark, MIA, gone. Honestly, I think the feds told Mark Morial, leave the city, get out of New Orleans politics. Same with Jacques. Become silent. Don't influence elections. Don't say a word. Ideally, leave the city. For Jacques, I'm not even going to get into why Jacques stuck around and could just disappear. That's Jacques' deal. It's on like the down low, and a lot of black folks look the other way because a lot of black folks look on this as a horrible thing because they're not living in 2024. So that's all inner city New Orleans Jacques Morial garbage. He's MIA. And then Mark has been in New York forever. Bring Edwin Edwards back. Bring Bill Jefferson back. It's crazy. It's insane. Corey Johnson with you on a Friday. Channel 4 video, near miss, 24 barges and a tug, almost hitting the steamboat Natchez, almost hitting the brand new passenger ferry at Canal Street. And then just sort of, I think it bumped into the dock. I think it bumped into the dock right there. And maybe we're going to have to go down there and take a little photo. I'm not saying it damaged the part where people would be, but the outside buffer, the big pilings, I think the barge slowly came to rest against it. That's what I see in the video. You can check it out from the Channel 4 website. Near miss, scary. Corey Johnson with you on a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. When we come back, I've got some $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away just in time for Mother's Day, a week from this Sunday.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Some of my favorite stuff. Meters from the late 60s. This stuff's nearly 60 years old, 55 plus years. I'll be walking my dog in the neighborhood, Tolly, and there'll be George Porter pulling out of his house, pulling out with the van, with the equipment, going to a gig. Hey, man, how you doing? Good. How you doing? Good. That's about it. Sometimes we'll talk a little more if, he's sort of sitting there. And then he'll drive off, and then some other neighbor might think I'm crazy because I'm talking to Tolly, my dog, but I'll say, hey, Tolly, it's not that often you get to walk by a human being, and they are one of the best at what they do in the world, in the entire world. And when it comes to the bass guitar, George Porter of New Orleans, Louisiana, is one of the bass guitar players in the world, history of that instrument. And he's just walking around in my neighborhood. I'm walking in his neighborhood and with my dog and get to see him. Anyway, it's like an astronaut, F-16 fighter pilot or something. Fantasy Friday. Corey Johnson with you till 6. Hey, our Humane May fundraiser's going on. Trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May for the Humane Society of Louisiana. We could use your help. Go to the website, humanela.org. humanela.org. Top left-hand corner. You'll see me laying down on the sofa with Blue Boy. Click on that. You can donate right there. Please donate and be generous. humanela.org. Let's save some cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. I believe the rain is gone. This is a great before or after Jazz Fest spot. Katie's in Mid-City. Are you kidding me? As New Orleans as it gets. Endymion Saturday, Katie's is perfect. Jazz Fest before and after, Katie's is the spot. Iberville, corner Telemachus, few blocks behind Angelo Bracata's ice cream joint, not far from Jazz Fest. Let's head down to Katie's right now. Scott Craig joins us live on the program, or as the corporal called him, Mr. Craig. Hi, Mr. Craig.
Well, when you see Porter in your neighborhood, you don't say, where you at, brah?
You don't?
Where you at, brah? Where you at, George?
What up, dudes? No, I don't say. I might say, Rob, yeah, you right, something like that.
Rob Savoy's my bassist.
Yeah, there's so many great musicians. There's so much talent in this city, Scott.
Man, Paul Sanchez on guitar. Oh man.
There's so many people that it was just passed down naturally, like they organically learned it. Their house was just full of musicians. Or in your case, you were a lover of food and grandma and grandparents and a lot of neighborhood folks kind of teaching you what eventually you became, a chef.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I always said real chefs have trained in Europe. And I spent a week taking classes in France. So now I'm a little bit more comfortable with people calling me chef.
Nice.
Not quite comfortable, but I can cook. Lots of guys, lots of girls can cook.
Yep.
You know,
no, I can cook a little. I can grill. I'm not a chef.
You can cook.
No, just a little bit. You know, my dad could really, really cook, and I would argue he was a better chef than some chefs at restaurants, but I'm not a chef like my dad. I'm definitely not a chef like you, but I can cook and I can grill, but there's a difference. I think cooks are needed. You're the chef, Scott. You come up with the recipe, then you can bring in another chef that can do what you do, or you can bring in a cook and teach them how to do it, right?
Yes, I can.
They don't have to create, just follow your lead.
Joey Trippi is a great example of that because he is my sous chef at Katie's. And I hired him. He was a bartender at Fat Harry's, and he worked in the kitchen at Fat Harry's.
Wow.
And he needed to get out of the bar business. So I hired him at Katie's like 12 years ago. And all I have to do is say, Joey, this is what I want. And he knows exactly how to do it, exactly how I want it. Like yesterday, I love going on Fox 8. And I did Fox 8 in the morning with Rob Krieger, really good friend of mine. And I did crawfish pies. And I did the smothering technique, which I love to smother food. And that's such a New Orleans thing, is smothering. And I did smothered short ribs. I did smothered.
Wait. Slow down a second. We're gonna go off. We're gonna go off on a tangent. The smothered crawfish pie. The pie's done, and then what's in the inside? You put more of that on top of it.
No, I didn't smother crawfish pies. I did that before.
All right. How did you make the crawfish pie? All from scratch?
All from scratch.
The dough, the crawfish, everything.
Yeah, honestly, you can do that. We're using shells right now, and they're pre-cooked shells, but we just don't have the kitchen size to be able to do all of that. But basically, all stuffing a crawfish pie is etouffee, thickened with a lot more seasoning and more vegetable in it.
And maybe rice. The rice is an option, I would say.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, rice is an option, but you've already got a shell. So, you know, it's just they're really good, and we're doing them this weekend at Katie's.
Nice. They're fried.
And no, we bake them.
Wow. And what's the shape? What do they look like? They're like a half moon thing.
No, they're little pies. They're like little shell pies.
So, like in a little silver aluminum foil thing.
Right, and you serve them as a side.
And how big is the pie? Like pie size or small?
No, they're just small. They're individual, and we do them as a side with anything you want.
Wow.
And this weekend, we're doing smothered cabbage and red beans and rice and jambalaya. For Jazz Fest, we do all of the New Orleans stuff, all of the traditional Louisiana sides, you know, and then we'll do fresh fish. And like tomorrow, we're doing fresh redfish blackened over a seafood stuffed bell pepper. Absolutely delicious.
Wow.
And, you know, we're also doing short rib this weekend, but we serve that with corn mock choux. Actually, no, we did that last weekend. We serve it with smothered green beans and jambalaya.
How long do those short ribs cook?
And we do a demi-glace with tomatoes, smoked tomato demi-glace. and we serve that with the short rib, with the jambalaya and the smothered green beans. Incredible combination.
How long do those ribs cook for?
8 hours.
Wow. No knife needed? You can just pull it off with a fork?
No knife needed. Absolutely no knife needed. And I did like 5 of them yesterday on Fox, and I gave them 1 and took the other 4 home, and we had them for dinner.
Yeah, I might be stopping by Katie's on the way home with a short rib to go order with the crawfish pie on the side.
Yeah, it's killer, man.
Wow.
I love this time of year because, we have a lot of visitors and they just love this stuff. It's stuff that we take for granted every day. And folks come in from out of town and they're just like, wow. And my kitchen is killing it right now. Since the pandemic, kitchens can be up and down. Sometimes you just don't have the support staff that can handle it. But right now, we've got the support staff that are killing it. And I'm really, really proud of what Katie's is. After 30 years, there have been a lot of ups and downs and changes. But right now, we've got a lot of consistency, and I'm really, really proud of what's happening here.
Take advantage of this weather, people. Katie's has outdoor dining. The rain is done.
Yeah.
It's 74 degrees right now. No sun, a little overcast, but no rain, and just perfect for outdoor dining. They wrap it around the corner at Katie's or inside. They'll take care of you. Scott, what's a good suggestion for somebody that's rolling into Katie's right now looking for something New Orleans Friday dinner?
Well, heck, we have seafood lasagna today. Beautiful redfish. We've got the short rib with the jambalaya and the green beans. What else am I doing? We've got so much going on.
You got pizzas. You got po' boys, right?
Oh yeah, we've got all the po' boys. Well, not all of them. We do a pretty good roast beef po' boy here. But if you want a great roast beef po' boy, you go to my deli.
Yeah, Francesca. Yep.
Harrison.
Yep.
We do. The menu is so diverse and large at Katie's. Sometimes like the roast beef po' boy just kind of gets forgotten. It's good, but it's not great like Francesca. We do a great muffalata. We fried shrimp. We do the funky fontana, which is fried shrimp or oysters with the oyster Schlesinger sauce on it. It's an incredible sandwich. It's you got to see your cardiologist right after you eat it. But I know we have a really fun menu, man. Our pizzas are tremendous. We do a Jazz Fest pizza every year. It's mozzarella, cheddar, with our cream butter reduction sauce, which is our white sauce.
Yep.
And with crawfish tails, onions. It's just a delicious pizza.
Wow.
But there you can get any of our other pizzas. They're coming out great right now. I know we've just got so much on our menu; it's hard to keep up.
No, you're right.
Pastas are off the chain. My Alfredo sauce is second to none. It's buttercream and cheese. But so many people especially up in St. Louis, they'll put flour in their white sauce. They call it white sauce, and it's not a traditional Alfredo because they cheat because they want to cut costs.
Yep.
Put less cheese.
Yep.
No,
we're the opposite. We're looking for flavor. Scott, I got to run. Katie's in Mid-City, the great pre-post Jazz Fest spot. Francesca in Lakeview on Harrison, in between Canal Boulevard and West End. Scott Craig, always a pleasure.
Thanks, Corey. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Craig. Coming right back.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint in Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you right. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. I promised I'm delivering. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse can be yours. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse Day Spa. Guys, a week from this Sunday, 9 days away? 9 days away to Mother's Day. A week from this Sunday. Yeah, you can exhale. It's a week from this Sunday. But even if it was this Sunday, I had the same answer for you in a week as I would today. Woodhouse Day Spa, 5 area locations. What am I going to get her? What am I going to get her? A day of relaxation at the Woodhouse. Is she going to like it? She's going to love it. I know a lot of you are stressed out. What am I going to get her? And then when you think of something, is she going to like it? A whole other dilemma. Both of your questions are answered properly. The Woodhouse Day Spa, she's going to love it. It's what she wants. It's her flat screen TV on the Super Bowl, for Super Bowl Sunday. Pedicure, manicure, facial, massage. Get with one of your buddies. Get him to get the same gift for his wife, girlfriend. If your wives, girlfriends are like best friends, they'll go together to the Woodhouse, make it an even better day. WoodhouseSpas.com. You can print your own gift certificates. You can book an appointment for her. I've got 50 big bucks to get you jump started at the Woodhouse. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate in the program, 766-9480. 766-9480. Lee Circle, original name of Lee Circle. They should just call it that right now and not have to think of something. You can put whatever monument later, but they should just go back to this name. It's a classy name. Lee Circle, original name. It never really was Lee Circle. It was something else, Circle. And then when Lee's statue was there, people just started calling it Lee Circle. But it's really still named what it's originally been named. Give me the name, and I've got $50 for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Boy, I was watching some old timers play, like Buddy Rich on the drums, Roy Clark on banjo and guitar. I was watching him from like a hee-haw. Someone had posted on Twitter. I was like, look at Roy Clark, just unbelievably good on the guitar. Glenn Campbell, underappreciated. What a great guitar player. Go check out the Galveston. Just go to YouTube, put Glenn Campbell Galveston guitar solo, and you're going to be blown away what this guy can do. Glenn Campbell had a hit song, Southern Nights, a big hit. Who wrote Southern Nights? Who wrote Southern Nights for Glenn Campbell? Give me the answer to that. I've got $50 for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. 766-9480. That's how you participate in the program. 766-9480. A couple of holdover questions from earlier in the week. What do Jazz Fest, Mahalia Jackson, and Duke Ellington have in common? And it's the answer I'm looking for. I mean, you could say they're people. Well, that would be incorrect. Jazz Fest isn't a person. They're entities. They're about music. It's more specific. What do Jazz Fest, Mahalia Jackson, and Duke Ellington have in common? Give me the answer to that. I've got $50 for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Corey Johnson with you on a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. 766-9480. 766-9480. You had the, what was that, the Gong Show we opened up with? Buddy Deliberto, the old sportscaster, took a gimmick from the Gong Show, the unknown comic, one of the unknown comics props, and used it during a sportscast, and that took off like a rocket with Saints fans. If you know what I'm talking about, I got $50 for you. Good at the Woodhouse, 766-9480. The corporal's standing by, ready to field your phone calls, 766-9480. Every day, this program on radio, on television, on YouTube, the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson on YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything. Yeah, you got YouTube TV. You can check out the program 4 to 6 weekdays. You folks watching on Cox Channel 4, Spectrum Channel 333 statewide. We go 4 to 5:30 on television. Continue watching the program till 6 on YouTube television. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Corey spelled Kaare. Put that in the search bar on YouTube. And again, click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of it's brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Every day, 4 to 6, the Neutral Ground with me, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. And now Lamarck Crescent City Ford. That's right, Crescent City Ford. Over 80 years, the local legendary Ford truck dealership. Now under the Lamarck umbrella. Ronnie Lamarck from Araby Park. Ronnie Jr. They just do not stop. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now, Lamarck Crescent City Ford, Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, you right. Great weather. The rain's behind us now. Rained around lunchtime. Now we're good. 74 and cloudy. Go Jazz Fest, go. Tomorrow and Sunday, 72 to 85. No rain. Go Jazz Fest, go. Uh-oh, this guy's about to tell me something. It's funny. He just pops up off the ground. This guy was laying on the ground in the studios. in the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios, and he just popped up. And now he's looking at me, cocking his head to the side. What? What do you want? Don't forget to hype Humane May fundraiser. We need people. You humans out there, donate so you can save me and my buddies. That's great, Blue Boy. You're right. What's the website again? HumaneLA.org. And what? Donate generously. Blue Boy, you're right on the money. HumaneLA.org. Please donate right now. 5 o'clock powwow next.
On the Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. On TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube. On radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM. WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us steer you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the River, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans' grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all of the time.
Coming up next on MTV, more videos. I'm Mark Goodman. Hey, the space shuttle's blasting off. It's MTV. We don't play videos anymore because Jersey Shore gets much better ratings. Go, Snooki, go. By the way, I am the situation. Corey Johnson back at you, 5 o'clock power hour on a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, you right. Are you kidding me? The weekend is upon us. Fired up about that. Let's pick up a couple of phone callers from the last hour, and then we will proceed with the 5 o'clock power hour reset. Let you know what's going down over the next hour, including Michael Hecht and more. But first, Carolyn joins us in New Orleans, dialing us up via the Rouse's Markets phone lines. What's up, Carolyn? Carolyn, are you there? Carolyn.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. How you doing on this Friday?
I'm grand.
Grand.
It was Tivoli Circle.
Tivoli Circle, huh?
And I can tell you why, if you want to know.
Yes, I do.
The circus from the Tivoli Gardens in Paris would come to New Orleans, as so many French things did. And then when the Spanish had possession of the colony, a lot of things from Spain came over here. But this was the circus. And they always set up the circus grounds on the outskirts of the city.
And what, Lee Circle was the outskirts of the city at that time?
Yes. New Orleans was the French quarter in 1718.
Wow, yeah.
And that was it.
Nice.
Then it began to develop upriver. All Mississippi River cities developed upriver rather than downriver.
Interesting. Why do you think that is?
Well, you don't get too far down the Mississippi River, and you need a special pilot.
To
take your boat.
Yeah, and I guess
the sandbars.
I guess you're sticking the flag in the first solid piece of land too, so it makes sense that you would.
I mean, we're
grow
only
north.
90 miles from the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. No, you're right. That all makes
It
sense.
doesn't just run. It's wide. It's a river to contend with.
Oh, you're right. You can't swim across that. You'd never make it. Carolyn, Tivoli Circle is correct.
Yeah, you're right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
It's still Tivoli Circle. It was never officially changed to Lee Circle. We just sort of did that on our own.
I don't see anything wrong with it going back to Tivoli Circle, but that's up to the people.
I think the people should just stick with the original name that never was changed. It is still Tivoli Circle by law, legally. Continue with that name and then come up with another thing for that pedestal. But anyway, excellent work, Carolyn. You going to go to the Woodhouse?
I'm thinking about it. I have a lot of things in my house that make me very comfortable. I'm a typical uptown lady.
Oh, boy. Getting pampered, huh?
We don't need to go into it. It is what it is.
Wait, you're a typical uptown lady. Does that mean you only can order food at a restaurant? Well, I'm joking, Carolyn.
Well, I do my little finger.
Uh-oh. Hang on, all right?
Uptown lady in a typical uptown home. It was built no less than 1883.
Wow.
I received my education in a typical uptown way at a typical uptown girls academy. Hobby is a typical uptown lawyer. Kiddies go to typically uptown schools. Summertime, I sit around and gossip at a typical sort of uptown swimming pool. Do you want to hear more?
Yes, keep going.
In the typical uptown winters, we all go on skiing trips. Aspen, Colorado, maybe Vail. And if anyone asks me how I like my typical uptown life, it ain't bad.
That's how it ends?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. No Destin, Florida beach verse or any of that?
Oh, no.
I like the Aspen and Vail ski trips. That's great. Who came up with that song?
I paraphrased it to Anthony Newley's I'm a typical English rosebud from Stop the World, I Want to Get Off.
And you came up with the lyrics?
Yes, I like to paraphrase.
Wow.
I have another Uptown Lady song. Uptown lady, walking along the avenue. Is she really ever blue? She's got a good life. Oh, uptown lady, poodle rhinestone around its neck. Tells the world to go to heck. She really don't care if folks are starving somewhere off in Africa. What is that to do with her? She really don't care if folks are starving somewhere off in India. India is not for her. She really don't care for uptown lady living in her uptown world. She's a really pretty girl. She's got what it takes for those high cheekbones come in handy every time when you're dining at Antoine's. She's got what it takes.
Wow. Carolyn, hang on, all right? Thank you so much for that. Don't go anywhere, all right?
Okay.
Wow, that's Carolyn in New Orleans singing her Uptown Girl songs. Corporal, get some info from Carolyn. We're sending her and her songs to the Woodhouse Day Spa. Lewis is in New Orleans. Lewis, that is impossible to top.
Hello.
Hello, Lewis.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. You might as well not even try. You can't top that last call, Lewis.
I can't top it? Oh, well.
I don't know. Do you think you got songs to sing? You got songs?
Yeah, I have the song.
Well, let me hear some songs. What are you going to sing for us?
No, I can't sing them now. I can't sing them. I can't go there.
I was going to be like, what's going on this Friday, man?
Was written by Alan Toussaint.
What, Glenn Campbell's Southern Nights?
Yeah.
Written by Alan Toussaint?
Yeah.
Lewis, you are correct.
Yeah, you right. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
How'd you know that? Everybody knows that.
Say, everybody knows that.
Boy, was he a special guy, huh, Lewis? How cool of a cat was Alan Toussaint?
quite cool.
I mean, he was
He
just
could play piano. He could do just about anything with music.
he really could, and he was a kind man. He was smart, great common sense. He had his little, I don't want to call him quirks. We're talking about him being cool, literally and figuratively. He would wear the silk long johns in the summer, the sandals, drive around the Rolls Royce, huh? What's that, Lewis?
I wasn't aware of that.
Yep. Yeah. He used to wear these silk long johns. He drove around in his Rolls Royce, of course. He was.
Oh, I remember seeing the Rolls Royce.
And not flying around either, just sort of cruising.
Oh, you look, with a Rolls Royce, that's not a fast driving vehicle. That's a cruiser. You got to sit back and relax.
You're right. Just chill.
You got to drive that like a Sunday morning going to church every day.
I think that's a good call. That's funny. Hey, Lewis, who's getting the $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate?
Sounds good.
No, who's getting it? Who's getting it? Who are you giving it to?
Who's getting it?
Yep.
I'm going to give it to my wife.
Nice, man.
Mother's Day is coming, so hey.
That's perfect. Mother's Day a week from Sunday.
That's right.
Hey, Lewis, hang on, all right?
Oh, okay.
That's Lewis in New Orleans picking up 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse Day Spa. He is correct. Glenn Campbell's Southern Nights, a big hit for Glenn Campbell, written by Alan Toussaint. New Orleans own. Good job, Lewis. Carolyn, good job. Getting the Tivoli Circle answer. And, of course, the wonderful Uptown songs sung by Carolyn. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc. joins us next. Don't move, New Orleans. Coming right back.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NolaAC.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City, Corey Johnson back at you on a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning, taking care of you, New Orleans, since 1940. If you're tired of your dry cleaner or you just want to experience the best, Young's Dry Cleaning is the place, a New Orleans institution. Walk-up locations, free pickup and delivery, manless locker locations. Dump off your dirty stuff in a safe, secure Young's locker. 2 short days later, pick it all up, perfectly dry clean. Find out more. youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. Our Humane May fundraiser continues in the month of May. We're trying to raise $10,000, save some cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. Please donate, humanela.org. Go to the website right now, humanela.org. Last weekend, perfect weather, Zurich Classic, Jazz Fest weekend #1. This weekend, looking pretty good. We got a little rain today around lunchtime, but it's gone. No rain for the rest of today, Saturday, Sunday, no rain. Jazz Fests rolling and more coming. You got Bayou Boogaloo coming up. You got Greek Fest coming up, fading into summertime. We're on a roll, New Orleans. I love getting this guy on the program. Every week, this segment brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant, a culture of innovation at Latrim, and they're hiring. They're looking for you. Go to Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. Yeah, this segment every week brought to you by Latrim. This segment is Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc., joining us on the show again. What's up, Miguel?
What's up, KJ? How you doing, man?
I thought you'd be at the flagpole right now, meeting friends at Jazz Fest.
You know what? I made it out there last night for the Stones, and I don't have as much energy as Mick Jagger. I need a break tonight.
Jeez and Pete's. Can you believe that dude's 8? That guy's the same age as President Biden.
Yeah, that's something to make you think on a bunch of different levels, right?
Yeah, it makes you think on a whole bunch of different levels. Maybe Joe Biden should have been boozing and doing a lot of drugs and chasing women for like the first 30 years of his adult life.
Got some news for you, Corey.
He was?
It just affects different people differently.
Yep. Yep.
You know, the Hunter Biden diet doesn't work. depends on what do they say? Individual results may vary.
Yeah, you're right about that. No doubt. Michael Hecht's with us from Greater New Orleans Inc. Hey, Michael, boy, last weekend, great weekend for Jazz Fest. And then that Zurich Classic, man. I don't want to focus too long on this, but CBS did a great job with the production. You know, you go to Tampa or San Diego or something, they keep showing the boat harbor with the sailboats,
Right.
you know, over and over. CBS had to leave a bunch of stuff on the cutting board floor, I'm sure. Just incredible job. The interview after the tournament with Rory McIlroy, Rory winning, first him coming, boosting attendance, winning in sudden death, praising New Orleans, standing ovation at Arno's, mentioning Le Petit Grocery, all these things. Just we're coming back next year to defend. We had a great time in New Orleans. Brett Martell joins me on Mondays, the AP sports writer, and he made a great point. He's like, these are a couple of Irish guys from Europe. You know, they embrace New Orleans. I was saying maybe this will spill over to other top pros and they'll want to pair up with a friend and change the pace of the regular PGA Tour stop and come to New Orleans. But he's like, these Irish guys embrace our city. Anyway,
yeah.
it was great. Millions of dollars in free publicity, Michael.
I agree. It was priceless. And you couldn't ask for a better event, better spokesperson. No, it's been a hell of a couple of weeks for us on the sporting event, on the event side in general, no doubt. And it looks like we're going to get 2 weekends of great Jazz Fest weather now too, which is, I mean, it's been a Chamber of Commerce couple of weeks.
What does this do, Michael, for the Four Seasons, for Adler's Jewelers, for Rubenstein Brothers, for Canal Place? What's it do for restaurants, bars, music clubs, and hotels?
I mean, you know, we don't have this stuff, and then we're St. Louis, we're Cleveland. I mean, it changes everything. These events bring in spenders. They're brand driving. You know, the only thing about all these events that we have to do is use them as a base to then broaden our brand, because it's a little bit of a double-edged sword in that we're seen as this wonderful place to have an event, whether that event's a sporting event or a concert or a wedding. We need to do better at being seen as a place to have a headquarters or raise a family or send your kids to school. So it's an extraordinary base that any city in the world would give their pinky for. But now we got to actually, you know, take the next step, right?
No, I agree with everything you say. I can't disagree with you. But Vegas, you know, has diversified and still embraces their core. You know, they're north of 2 million in the metro now. They're no longer, you know, I could visit Vegas, but wouldn't want to live there. You know, they've turned the tide. I'm in agreement, Michael. We need to diversify. But what about, I was thinking about this. Why don't we double down on what we do well? Like, why don't we have a Jazz Fest in the fall? You know, when the weather's good in October. I know it's football season, but that's locals. I know it's a different time of the year.
We need to keep building off of the base. Actually, I was talking yesterday to the guy that runs, this is not entertainment, but it's events, who runs the biggest energy conference in the world. And I said, you know, you just had yours a couple of months ago. How about do one 6 months later in New Orleans, a smaller version of it? And he's very interested in that. He was here yesterday for Jazz Fest. We had lunch. This is a place that people love coming to. And so you just got to get people here. And look, and when they come here, then it's our responsibility, you know, like with Rory McIntyre, to have the event, but also to go to Le Petit, right, and see the other side of it. And so, no, this is, you always have to build from your strength. And there's no question that our strength is being the most richly cultured, the most human of American cities. No, so I'll never, ever run from that. It's why you and I are both here. Plus, nobody else will have us.
I know Voodoo Fest is in October and things like that. I think we need more of what we do well. And I know we've got a lot of festivals. I get it. But we need like Fall Jazz Fest, Fall French Quarter Fest. None of that would be a failure, and none of it would take away from the regular ones.
No, the world is starved, particularly coming out of COVID. The world is starved for culture.
Yep.
And also, interestingly, they're starved for authenticity. I mean, if you look at a lot of the people that are at Jazz Fest, these are people who, could be going anywhere in the world. I mean, they're probably coming in on their private jets.
Yep.
And they're coming in for their private jets for the privilege of maybe getting a clean porta potty if they buy the expensive ticket. There's something to that. It's what people want.
Michael Hecht's with us from Greater New Orleans, St. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Michael, looks like the NOPD are going to move in that DXC building. This one's just interesting to me. I know the NOPD need to move somewhere. It just seems like there's so much available office space, even Class A, that somebody would be willing to, do something that, a cheaper rent, something they could write off as like charity. I don't know. It just seems like moving into that building, pricey rent. I don't know. I don't mind the floors and the space getting taken up, but I don't know if that's the best move. But that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know the particulars of the deal. What I do know is that they sure got to get out of where they are now.
Yeah.
Because as the chief said, the people having the best time there are the rats, because they've gotten into the evidence room and they're getting high. So I don't know the particulars, but I'm glad for NOPD. The location, of course, is not a bad location. And I do know that I was actually having breakfast with a guy in real estate this morning. Commercial real estate across the country is under duress.
Yep.
And it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yep.
We're actually relatively better off than most places. And so anything that takes a little pressure off the market, in that respect, I'm actually glad for it. So, no, I agree. It's a little bit of it's not the intuitive place to put them or the use for the building that formerly housed Freeport-McMoran. But, it represents a step forward for everybody in some direction. So it's okay. I'm supportive of it.
I'll never forget, Michael, when I was visiting my buddy, lived like outside of Alexandria, Virginia, in a little suburb. And within a mile of his house, there was this little office park with about a dozen buildings, about 10, 12 stories tall each. Microsoft, Cisco Systems. It was nauseating. The Place St. Charles with the GE signs, that made me giddy. They're no longer there. DXC building. Is it really the DXC building? These things are are they real or are they not?
Yeah, it's on all these deals, and actually we talked about these this morning. I still look at both of these as successes, and I'll tell you why. The GE one, we worked awfully hard to get. We wanted fair and square, and they were doing fantastic. We lost them because basically GE got killed when Boeing had all the problems with the 737 MAX, and they shut that division down. That's just, that's the nature of things. But on balance, it helped us in terms of our brand and credibility. And DXC has certainly not worked out the way it was promoted, the way that we promoted it, to be fair. We said that they originally said they were going to get to 2,000 jobs, but they have between 300 and 400 jobs in the state, and they're stable. So, that's something that if we had couched it as that in the first place, we would have said it was we would have called it a triple on this show, or a home run even. So it's just the nature of building sandcastles at the seashore, which is what we're doing with the city trying to rebuild its corporate base. It's hard work, and, there's definitely going to be wins and losses. You just got to keep kind of chopping at it.
Hey, Michael, I had a caller last week, actually, and missed you. You had already left. We'd already said adios, and I had looked at the email he sent me, actually. He sent it again. Hey, Corey, it's James. Don't forget to ask Mr. Hecht about the charity hospital fiasco. Thanks.
Oh, ask me about that. Yeah. Okay, we can talk about that. So the charity hospital fiasco is not going to be a fiasco. It's going to get done. The paper put out a piece that kind of made it sound like a fiasco because, I don't know, I guess it sells papers.
I mean, look, just from my perspective, and I don't know anything, and I'm not cutting you off. I want you to continue. But I think because of that article, the general public, myself included, first group didn't work out. A new group came in to do charity. So we're on the second group of this $500 million project. They're not reaching their goals. So now the Schwartz guys, Domain, whatever, they're going to have to come in and bail this thing out, the folks that did the South Market District. Is that not right?
It's not quite right. I mean, but you're so there was the first group didn't work out. It was I don't know why they got picked. It was too big of a project for them, frankly. Domain with Matt Schwartz, who has the experience, has the track record. He's a Tulane grad. They're now the second group in. So they've got some stuff to work out, some financial stuff to clean up. But
they're really assisting the second group in, right?
No, they're hired as a developer.
Okay.
Now. I mean, they're there. I don't know the particulars, but I know that Matt is in there working for LSU and Tulane, and I just think that whatever it takes, it's going to get done. There's no way that this thing doesn't work itself out. And so I think that article was unfortunate because I think it played up, a hiccup or a challenge in the project and kind of catastrophized it. When in reality, with big real estate projects, this kind of stuff it's kind of par for the course. It happens, but I just don't see Tulane. I don't think it's plausible, Corey, for Mike Fitz and Tulane to abandon this project. I mean, they're having this baby. They're pregnant with it. It's going to happen.
It's like River District?
Well, I mean, River District is, I guess it's analogous in some ways. And that I also, even when we were having the challenges with River District, I never thought that it was plausibly not gonna go forward. Although, that was different. It was a different consortium. It wasn't Tulane, but both projects make too much sense. It's not like we're talking about the two competing golf projects where if you had said, Michael, the city's not going to support two of them, I'd say, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe one of them doesn't happen. I don't know. But charity, now that Tulane is publicly behind it, with all the resources of Tulane, all the acumen of Tulane, as well as LSU, that project's going to get done in some way. I could be wrong, but I'd put money on it. So the article was frustrating to people because it doesn't help. It kind of is, creates a little bit of negative momentum that can be something to overcome. But I would tell James that I think in 5 years, the new charity will be open.
The only thing that worries me about that, good to hear. The only thing that worries me about the River District, time kills deals. Time kills deals. Time can change deals, make them much different from what they originally were.
No, and in this case, time has made deals more expensive. Because,
exactly. That too. That too.
That's real. That is real.
No, it's like the municipal auditorium and the $42 million to redo it. That was from 2007. Cost $142 million today to do it, and we got $42 million. I know, but there's so many examples of that. And River District was proposed about 4 years ago. In Nashville or Austin, they'd be halfway done.
Well, if you want to understand how quickly something can get built when you've got the right team and political momentum behind it, I would encourage people to go down and look at the Venture Global facility down in Plaquemines. It is stunning. I mean, it's a $21 billion facility. It's a whole new city. It's basically been built from scratch in a few months. It's something to behold just from the standpoint of to know that we can still get things done quickly in this country.
No. That's for sure. That project is, I'm kind of torn, Michael, to be honest with you. If it was, 3,000 jobs, I'd be like, we're on to something. These, I'm not against these projects, but look at the whole Plaquemine Parish could go underwater with the next storm. Not that facility. It's got flood walls and levees, and they can take a hurricane, that facility, and all of Plaquemine will be underwater. The construction jobs, it's like, how many are local? How many people drive in a truck from Texas and stay here a few months and go back, or to Mississippi, Alabama? And then how many permanent jobs? Like 192 or something? It's just...
No, the numbers are pretty good. So I checked on these the other day because you're asking the right question. So the construction jobs, which I still need to understand how many are local, is about 6,000. So some portion of those 6,000 are local for sure. I don't know what portion. I got to find out, because there's no question that there are a lot of Texas license plates when you're down there. And so, that's a fact. So I got to figure out, but some portion are, and they're making, 80,000 plus. The permanent job number is about 600 at an average salary of about 140,000. So
that's pretty good.
It's a good slug. And then the part of the equation that we got to remember is the property taxes. That's really where the parish benefits enormously, because when you have these big industrial facilities, like the Phillips, the Conoco facility that shut down in Plaquemine, you can have problems like they're having in St. James, where they don't have enough money to pick up the garbage because the Shell condiment facility closed.
Yep.
The parish is going to be financially, for better or worse, the parish is going to be financially supported by that project, the whole thing, including the north part, which is inside the flood wall. So, there is, these projects have good and bad to them, and you got to be thoughtful about them. But in terms of economic impact, the economic impact here and the geopolitical impact abroad, I think is, to me anyway, is pretty clear. So you want to go with open eyes, but this is not a solar facility with 700 acres and 25 jobs.
No, I got you. That's a good answer. It's funny, Michael. There's talk of another facility down there, and we won't be the main player in the state. I'm sure you heard that news. Kennedy with Buttigieg talking about the LNG sort of government office, and McNeese State in Lake Charles being a big player, but that this like government, U.S. federal LNG facility, for the government is going to be in Lake Charles, apparently.
Okay, I don't know about that news. That's interesting. I gotta look at that, huh?
Yep.
And so what's this going to be? It's going to be a federal facility?
Yeah, I guess where this is all new, and who regulates it and all that. Let me see if I can Google this thing real quick and get the article. Senator John Kennedy, Lake Charles LNG government facility. Let's see if something comes up. Kennedy confirms future of LNG center with Buttigieg. It's going to be placed in Lake Charles. Senator John Kennedy today confirmed, this was May 2nd, yesterday, with Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, that the National Center of Excellence for Liquefied Natural Gas Safety will be located in Lake Charles.
Okay, well, that's great. I'm glad it's in Louisiana. That's great. Yeah, because the LNG thing is just so critical on a global scale. I think the thing that got missed in a lot of this is back in 2018, the United States became a net exporter of energy. And you and I remember, the gas rationing back when we were growing up. The geopolitical implications of us not needing to rely on Saudi Arabia and OPEC are immense. And LNG is a major part of that story. And it all really goes back to the shale revolution and fracking that fundamentally changed, the energy profile of the United States. And so I'm not trying to say this that we don't be careful with it and it's all an unalloyed good, but on balance, the economic and political benefits are something you have to take very, very seriously.
No, I was having a conversation a few weeks ago about coal and why we don't use it anymore. And I'm like, because natural gas is cheaper. And it's like, why do we export coal still? It's because we're the number one producers of coal in the world. And these second and third world countries, even some first, still use it. And then why don't they use the cheaper natural gas? Because it's 4 times more expensive over there. I mean, am I right?
Right. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, we're able to frack and export natural gas cheaper than they can do it themselves in places like India.
Yep.
And so that's why we're doing it here and exporting it. That's right.
Also, this final thing, Kennedy then worked to secure a partnership between the center, McNeese State, and other Louisiana colleges to create opportunities for students to get hands-on experience with industrial-grade LNG equipment.
Yeah, it's all to the good. These are rock-solid middle-class jobs. And the kind of stuff that, when you look at Biden, some of the stuff that he's doing with, shutting down, these facilities, what he's doing is, and why it's so dangerous for him electorally, is that he's impacting these good middle-class, working-class jobs. That's kind of, I would argue that glossing over that's part of what got us in this pickle as a country.
Yeah.
So we just have to be thoughtful about these things. Everything should be done in good measure and in a balanced way. Sorry to be such a radical moderate, but that's just how I'm feeling right now.
Yep. Yeah. What would it be? What's the term? It's I guess it's not radical moderate, is it? It's radical, because radical moderate sort of
oxymoronic.
They're kind of contradictory. Trying to think of the actual term. It's not
things that make you go
Radical centrist, I think, is the actual term.
They say that. I like radical moderate.
You went to LSU, I went to Ivy League. That's how this stuff goes down.
That's me, and I don't hold it against you.
Always
don't you have a protest to get to?
I'm doing it on the 2-lane lawn. I'm going to scale that chain link fence, and I'm going to light myself on fire.
Oh, Jesus, Corey.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, Michael. Look, I'm like you. Like, everybody gets this in America. The First Amendment's precious. The right to protest is something that has to be able to happen, even for like David Dork and his Nazi clowns. President Fitz said it best, like, universities, you want debate. You want, equality back and forth. That's what it's about. But also, it's a real simple caveat to all this. Can't break the law, Michael.
Can't break the law. Can't trespass on private property if you're not a 2-lane student. And also, your First Amendment rights end where mine begin.
Yeah, I don't want to be going to the hospital or even going home from work. No hurry, and get the road blocked by an illegal protest. And then you get dopey legislation where, like, hey, Michael, if you feel threatened, you can run people over. We don't need any of this.
No, I don't need my BMW law.
No, exactly. You don't need the El Camino running over people. You just need that roar of the motor. Hey, any singles, doubles, triples, home runs on the horizon before we let you go?
We've got a couple of renewable energy projects. Hopefully we can announce soon. One tech project that we're trying to get to announcement. I think those are the 3 that are on the horizon.
Nice. I like that. I hear Mick Jagger and Jeff Langer are going to have a boxing match tonight at the arena.
I thought that would look. First Amendment rights. Mick can say what he wants, and I thought that the governor's comeback was done in kind. So
no, I thought that you can't always get what you want was a good reply from the governor, but the hashtag love my country music, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
What's that? Love my country. Hey, let me appease my base. They know I went to the Rolling Stones. That's rock and roll devil music. Better appease my base, country. What? Hashtag love my country music. It's like, good for you. I like spaghetti and meatballs. What's that got to do with this?
Anyway. So Mick Jagger, and that's great. And he went to Commander's Palace. Good for him.
Oh, that's where Mick went, Nate?
Yeah, that's great.
Do you know any other stories where they ate, where they stayed, any of that? I loved hearing like the Rory McIlroy, Arno's, Le Petit Grocery, Where else they go? Le Petit Gautreau's. Just like they knew what they were doing. And then the standing ovation at the restaurant by the fans just in New Orleans embracing them after the tournament, singing the, Journey's Don't Stop Believing. This is all legendary stuff. You hear anything about the Stones besides the Commander's Palace for Mick Jagger?
No, I didn't. Only the set at Preservation Hall.
Yeah, Ron Wood at midnight playing last night.
Yeah, that's pretty gorgeous.
How cool is that?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, I may have to go by Preservation Hall tonight at like midnight, just stand outside to see who shows up.
Yeah, no, I hear you, brother. Well, look, have yourself a great final Jazz Fest weekend. Get out there, wear your sunscreen.
Yep. Michael, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, KJ. Talk to you soon, man.
That's Michael Hect from Greater New Orleans, Inc. Every week he joins us. That segment brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. Hey, it's air conditioning time, full bore. AC's running all the time. You're not cutting off the system. You're not running heat anymore. AC on all the time, just depending on where you have your thermostat. River City's Total Maintenance is there if you need any kind of air conditioning help. Units making a funny noise, not cooling like it's supposed to, worse, not running at all. You don't have to stay at the in-laws tonight or a hotel or sleep in the heat. You call River City's Total Maintenance, Fair and Honest Lucas and the boys, air conditioning experts that come immediately. Problem solved. And all you need to know is NOLAAC.com. You need air conditioning help? NOLAAC.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30, and they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville. Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Helm Paint and Decorating's now in Baton Rouge. 4 Baton Rouge locations, 7 New Orleans locations. Great weekend to go grab those Benjamin Moore paints and knock out that paint project. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint now in Metro Baton Rouge, you go to Helm. Do it once, do it right. They'll steer you in the right direction. Helm Paint and Decorating. In New Orleans for over 55 years, now in Baton Rouge. Sweet. Raphael Goyeneche, Metropolitan Crime Commission. He says, using a term the governor can relate to, he's crawfishing a little bit. In less than 2 months, Louisiana's new permitless carry legislation takes effect, where you can have a hidden carry, concealed carry with no permit. Raphael Goyeneche says the legislation that was passed from committee doesn't reflect what the governor promised me and other people in the business community. I would rather receive no legislation than support bad legislation. Goyeneche goes on and says, when I spoke to the governor and told him that I needed his support, he told me that we were going to come up with something that would be acceptable. His refusal to honor a commitment is, I think, a setback to the commitment he made to New Orleans for public safety, because this is really a public safety issue. Partisan politics is driving this legislation. That's Raphael Goyeneche from the Metropolitan Crime Commission. I love when folks get on Raphael Goyeneche. I heard this joker, a former FM disc jockey doing a show in town, getting on Raphael Goyeneche like he had a personal agenda for getting on Mayor LaToya Cantrell. I'm like, Raphael Goyeneche, like the Office of Inspector General, they go where the facts lead them. And Mayor LaToya Cantrell happens to be a liberal Democrat. Jeff Landry happens to be a conservative Republican. Raphael Goyeneche goes wherever the facts lead him. Black, white, Republican, Democrat, male, female, irrelevant. Just like the office of Inspector General. No, Raphael Goyeneche has earned and deserves our respect. Thank God for him. And like Ed Michel at the Office of Inspector General. Watchdogs that are pit bulls that stay on top of these jokers we elect, these clowns we elect. I mean, New Orleans and Louisiana are back of the pack for a reason. We elect jokers and clowns. These folks make sure these jokers and clowns don't get away with, criminal deviant behavior. At the very least, making sure our tax-paying money is being spent right. Somebody overlooking things. Who doesn't want that in New Orleans and Louisiana? Come on. The weekend is upon us. Yeah, you're right. Beeline and home. Head to your Rouse's Markets. Crawfish live by the sack for your boil. Crawfish hot from the pot, ready to eat. All the steaks and chops, burgers, dogs, chicken, pork, ribs, whatever you need for your barbecue, your grilling, your boil, your seafood. They got you covered at your neighborhood Rouse's Markets. What's that, Blue Boy? You want to head to Jazz Fest? You want to go tomorrow? What else? HumaneLA.org. Folks need to donate to our fundraiser right now. HumaneLA.org, helping animals. Blue Boy, you're right on the money. Great weekend, everyone.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.